Hello. So you want to get into Gunpla, but you don't know how to exactly. You have all the tools. You don't know what kit to get. You see all of these acronyms: SD, HG, RG, EG, MG, PG. It's giving you a headache. Okay, don't think about it. Just listen to this video. Don't care. All right. So let's start with the first grade. I do not recommend this truly. To like a beginner, I don't recommend you start with SD. We're gonna start with an SD. So SD means super distorted, okay? Means they're tiny, chibi like Gundams. They're pretty small, pretty easy to build. You don't necessarily need any tools to build them. You can just like pull the parts off with your hands, but they won't look as good. Now, I don't recommend these. They're meant for kids basically, not for like, well, depending on your age, you might want to get these. But don't. Next up is HG, and that means high grade. The G's just mean grade. Okay, so these are pretty small, easy to build, not chibi like. These are actual proportionate Gundams. There's a lot of them, so it's very collectible, very easy to build. Like I said, pretty fast. You can easily get like all of the kits from a certain anime or series that you like with high grade, since other grades probably don't have everything. These are fairly lacking in details, but that's mainly due to the price. These are pretty cheap depending on the kit. Like for example, like a Xeon, it's pretty expensive, so maybe start with like the Wit from Mercury kits, or if you can get your hands on some, maybe like the new series G-Quacks or whatever. These are cool. You can start with these as a beginner. I do recommend these if you don't have like too much money to spend on kits. But yeah, these are good. Now, there's also another grade before high grade, which is entry grade. Entry grade, also known as EG. It's basically like a high grade, but like cheaper and less detailed. They can also be pulled off the runners with your hands. Runners are these. They come in the box. That's what holds the parts. Okay, now then an EG, if you want an EG, I mean, sure you can get it, but probably just go with the high grade. It's probably cheaper anyways. Next up is real grade, also known as RG. Now real grades are the same size as high grades, but with more detail at a pretty high cost at that size. It's pretty small, but also very good. Like a lot of collectors say that many kits have what's called a real grade syndrome, which is, I don't know what that means, but go search it up or something. I don't know what it means. Okay, but these kits don't have too many options. Like they don't have too many kits since it's a relatively new new line. Oh my god, I'm saying all the wrong things. Okay, it's a relatively new line, but you know, there's still good kits. There's nothing. The kits aren't bad. They're good. I do recommend them for like beginners if you want a good kit and a good looking kit. Next up is MG, Master Grade. I do not have any of these. Okay, way too expensive for me. I'm collecting one, but maybe you'll see a video in the future of a Master Grade. Okay, so Master Grades are big, bulky, they're very expensive, but not lacking in detail. Like high grades. Master grades are big, okay, big kits. They require a lot of tools. If you want them to look good, they do require like a second nipper, some paper, sanding paper would be nice if you have them, but to be honest, you can't just like build it. Master grades are big parts. Okay, they have big parts. If you're like, my hands are too small, I can't build Gunpla, buy a master grade. Mostly big parts, except for maybe like the pilot figures, tiny pilot figures, maybe like some joints here and there, but mostly big parts. I do recommend it for beginners if you think you have small hands, but that's up to you. The price is high. It's good. Now, next up is PG. No, not PG-13. It's PG Perfect Grade. Perfect grade, as their names suggest, are perfect. Okay, they're meant to be a standalone kit, like straight out of the box. No modifications done, but you can do it. There are very little selection of kits. They're big. Okay, they're big. They're huge, bigger than master grades, more expensive than master grades. Little selection of kits since it's very hard to just make a perfect grade. Like, you can't make a perfect grade every year or some shit like that. But yeah, these kits are mostly for professionals or amateurs. They're not like, if you build this as your first kit. Let me say it again. If you built this as your first kit, props to you. But it's ow. Okay, but it's not recommended, okay? I personally don't recommend these. They're pretty big. But if you have the money, sure, you can build it. No one's gonna stop you. There's no like required minimum hours of Gunpla or something like that. But if you do build one as your first kit, props to you again. It's pretty hard to build. A lot of work is put into these. If you don't have the proper tools, it can look pretty weird, like it looks off, but who am I to say? If you want a perfect grade, buy it. I don't care. It looks amazing, but they're also huge, so make sure you have space for them. Don't be just like, oh, I have the ground, I can put them on the ground. Nah, don't do that. Buy like a showcase for them. Now, this isn't like, now there are many other grades, but if I were to talk about them, it would be hours, and I don't have hours. I have minutes here. Okay, so I don't. This isn't This isn't necessarily a full tutorial on how to get into Gunpla. This is mostly a tutorial. This is mostly an explanation of the grades and what I think. Kurt, think that you can buy as a beginner, or you should buy as a beginner. It's not necessarily a full tutorial, but it's a recommendation. That's it for today. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.